Does that work?
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to miss a word I say. On behalf of the Institute for Science and Judaism, to welcome you and to say a few words to and about our distinguished guest. Some of you know, because you saw the publicity we put out, that Arthur Green is the rector and professor at the Boston Hebrew College Rabbinical School. And previously, he was a professor of Judaic Studies at the University of Pennsylvania, and he occupied a chair at Brandeis University. He is a preeminent authority on Jewish spirituality and mysticism, founder of Neo-Hasidism, a movement that has fostered interest in Hasidut on the part of non-Orthodox Jews. From my perspective, of course, his most wonderful accomplishment is that from 1987 to 1993, he was the president of the Reconstructionist Rabbinical College, at which time, when I was serving on the board. In fact, Art, you'll be happy to know that I was one of those who voted for you when your name was proposed as president. This is a Reconstructionist? Happily, Arthur organized retreats for board members where he taught and led services for us. And my wife and I have made our own a practice that Arthur introduced at one of those retreats. We share Haftorah readings, one of us chanting the Hebrew text and the other interspersing the English translation. Those of you who know my wife know full well that she does the chanting. At the retreat, Arthur chanted the Haftorah while standing on a raised platform, and while a beginning rabbinical student stood beneath him and interjected the English translation. It's been 20 years, give or take, and still I recall the symbolism of that moment. One generation passing on to the next, the great corpus of Jewish learning that enriches us all. And it illustrates just one facet of Arthur's enormous contribution to the Jewish world, combining in thought and action fidelity to our religion with a profound determination to enable it to enliven the life of contemporary Jews, both here and in Israel. Since the Institute for Science and Judaism was founded in 2004, our hope has been to bring Dr. Green to Washington to speak about the actual and potential relationship between science and Judaism. Various considerations have made that impossible until now. Last spring, and despite the crisis that was then besetting the Hebrew College, Arthur agreed to meet with me to discuss a visit here. Graciously, he yielded to my unmastered importuning and suggested that we partner with the Foundation for Jewish Studies to make this evening possible. And I might add, Arthur, that there was a germ in that, which maybe you understand. We have high hopes for this partnership. This may not be the last such occasion. And as a result of that suggestion and the Foundation's agreement, we are happy to be able to welcome Art to this evening. Happily, Arthur has just published his latest book, Radical Judaism, which on that occasion last spring he urged me to read because it speaks directly to the questions that lie at the heart of my own, and he knows me well, and the Institute's concerns. Those of you who have read the book review that I published on our website, and here, if you'll forgive me, I have to give us a plug, scienceandjudaism.org, whose sponsor is with us this evening. Those of you who read that book review will see what a happy occasion this is for our organization. And therefore, it's a great pleasure, Art, don't get up yet. We've got 3 sponsors tonight, and you can't do any of them quiet. To welcome you to Washington, though, Arthur. And now let me present Rhoda Ritzenberg, a member of the board of the Foundation for Jewish Studies, who will complete the introductory portion of this program. And let me say how thrilled we all are to see all of you here.
We are thrilled to be co-sponsoring this. I want all of you to know that we have a fabulous program. I want all of you to know that we have a fabulous program coming up from January to June of next year. If you're not on our mailing list, put your name on the mailing list outside, get the brochure, because you're not going to want to miss any of it. We also have Jacques Berliner speaking at ADS November 30th, and he's going to be speaking on Can the Jewish People Survive as Secularists? So I think that's a good sort of balance to this. We have a retreat coming up over President's Day with Daniel Matt, so lots of good things going on. This lecture is part of the Abraham S.K. lecture made possible by Jack Kay. And I hope Martin Goldman is someplace here. There he is. Okay. I'm a new member of the board. When I came in, Martin was there. Sandy, our president, said, you know, I'd like for board members to take responsibility for hosting scholars. And then they showed us the list of scholars